No, no, it can't be. Mitsuya is dead? It can't be. It just can't. There's no way Mitsuya could be dead. It's gotta be a mistake.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Anime Melody. In the last episode, the brutal fight against Taiju Shiba reached its peak as Hake, Takemichi, and Mitsuya gave everything they had to bring him down. Just when victory seemed within reach, the tension exploded once again, showing that Taiju is far more resilient than anyone expected. But the biggest question now is whether outside forces will interfere, especially with Mikey and Draken, who were never supposed to be part of this battle. Today's episode might finally bring the long-awaited conclusion to the Christmas showdown. Will Taiju finally fall, or is this nightmare about to drag on even longer?
It can't be. How could this have happened? I've got to figure this out. Hina's dead too? Then it turned out the same as before. Nothing's changed. Nothing has changed at all. What the hell is going on? Damn it! Shifuyu! Naoto! Where the hell did you guys go? A key. I recognize this. That rat hole apartment. Whoa, I can't believe I used to live here. It smells like my place. So now I live in a dump like this. No more high-rise condo. Instead, I'm back here again. But why? No idea.
Takemichi stood rooted to the spot, his entire body locked in place as his heart slammed violently against his ribs, each beat so loud it drowned out the world around him. His eyes refused to look away from the figure lying motionless on the ground ahead. Mitsuya's body rested there in a position that felt painfully wrong, his limbs bent at unnatural angles, his presence reduced to something hollow and lifeless. It didn't make sense. This was the same Mitsuya who had always stood strong no matter the odds, the one who brought calm when everything else fell apart. And now, there was nothing, no warmth, no voice, no sign of life, only a suffocating silence that rang sharply in Takemichi's ears. The space around him seemed to warp, as though reality itself had begun to fracture. Colors dulled, sounds faded into distant echoes, and even the air grew heavy, pressing down on his chest until breathing felt like a struggle. He wanted to move, to rush forward and shake Mitsuya, to deny what was right in front of him, but his body refused to respond. It was as if his legs no longer belonged to him. Thoughts crashed violently through his mind, chaotic and disjointed, offering no clarity, only one unbearable question repeating over and over. How had everything fallen apart like this? Clenching his fists tightly, his nails digging into his palms, he tried to anchor himself, to force himself back into reality. But reality offered no comfort. It only confirmed the nightmare unfolding before him. With shaking hands, he reached into his pocket and pulled out his phone. The screen lit up harshly, its glow cutting through his blurred vision as tears threatened to spill over. His fingers trembled as he scrolled through the news, searching desperately for something.
It's the last picture I took of us.
So you've returned. I've been looking for you. My memories were suddenly overwritten. So I knew that had to mean you were back.
What's been happening?
Unfortunately. Nothing good.
What do you mean? I changed a bunch of things, so I thought...
You've gone back to the past several times now, and each time you've managed to change things. But the new timeline always has something else wrong with it. The latest timeline, I'm sorry to have to tell you, is the worst yet.
The worst yet? What's that mean?
I'm sorry. But not only has my sister not been saved, all the major members of the Toman gang have been murdered. Chifuyu Matsuno, shot and killed. Hakai Shiba, burned to death. Takashi Mitsuya, strangled. Ken Ryuguchi, stabbed to death. Kazutora Hanemiya, Haruki Hayashida, and all the others murdered one after another. Even Kisaki's been killed.
Kisaki too? These guys were my friends, and now they're all dead. How can this be? Who did this?
We haven't made any arrests. We have no leads, nothing to go on.
Huh? But wait a minute. You didn't say Mikey's name. Was he killed too?
You won't like what you hear. I'm sorry. But as of now, the individual wanted for all of these murders is... Manjiro Sano.
Huh? If that's a joke, you've got a sick sense of humor. There's no way he's the guy. Mikey would never kill any of them. Every single one was like a brother to him. Hey!
Listen to me. I only want the truth here. I need to meet with Mikey and get his side of this. But I'll need you to help me get to him. Not only are you an officer in the Tokyo Manji gang, you're the only one who hasn't been murdered.
I can't believe it. Could the Mikey I know really be capable of killing all of his friends in Toman? He loved them. Naoto, what makes you so sure that Mikey's the one?
He's our only suspect. Can you remember anything that might help?
Like what?
This last time you went, can you think of anything
that might contradict what he was seeing? A mistake, a misunderstanding, a miracle. But there was none. Every headline only deepened the horror, each word colder than the last. Murder. Massacre. The truth was unavoidable. And then, as if fate itself wasn't done tormenting him, he saw it. The confirmation that Hina had also been killed. The world seemed to collapse inward at that moment. Hina, the one who had been his guiding light through countless timelines, the one he had sworn to protect no matter the cost, was gone too. The realization hollowed him out completely, leaving nothing but an empty ache where hope used to live. Mitsuya and Hina, two irreplaceable parts of his world, both lost in the same cruel timeline. His chest tightened until it hurt, his breath catching as if even the act of breathing had become impossible. For the first time, he felt truly powerless, as though time itself was mocking his every effort to fight against it. As he stood there drowning in despair, something small caught his attention. On the ground nearby, a faint metallic glint broke through the gloom. Slowly, almost mechanically, he reached down and picked it up. It was his old room key. The sight of it stirred something deep inside him, a quiet reminder of a simpler time, before everything had become so heavy, before he carried the burden of trying to rewrite fate itself. He clenched it tightly in his hand, the cold metal biting into his skin, grounding him in a way nothing else could. It was real. It was something he could still hold on to. Moving like someone lost in a dream, he made his way back home. Each step felt heavier than the last, the world around him blurring into meaningless motion as people passed by, unaware of the storm raging inside him.
I knew you might have learned something that might help us now. One thing's for sure. Something you did on your last trip to the past made a big difference in the timeline.
You say that like it's my fault. Are you trying to tell me I screwed up or something? Because I'll tell you right now, me and the other guys, we did exactly what we set out to do. We eliminated both of the threats. We crushed Black Dragon, and we got Kisaki kicked out of Tomon. Everything turned out exactly like it was supposed to.
Sadly not.
But what could have gone wrong? I don't get it. Was it wrong to tell Mikey he didn't need anyone else, that he could handle it all on his own? Because, other than that, the only thing I did was take this photo.
Hey, Takemichi. That photo. Where did you find it?
It was lying right here when I came in, on this table. Oh wow, there's a letter. I guess the picture must have fallen out of the envelope. Who'd have known to send this here to me?
Let me see that envelope for a second.
Oh, okay.
This postmark came from outside Japan. It says, the Philippines.
Philippines?
It doesn't say much. Who do you think wrote this?
I don't recognize the writing. And what's this place I told you about?
You're not so bad. My brother found both of them, one time when he was looking for parts. They were in some shitty part of town, somewhere in the Philippines.
This letter's from Mikey. Well, this is the address, but it's just some ruins.
It's pretty big. Let's split up. Go slow and yell if you need help.
All right. I have no idea if I'm actually going to find Mikey here or not. But if I do meet him, it'll be the first time I've ever encountered the Mikey of the future. I wonder what he's like now. Is he still the same guy? What'll we even talk about if we meet? Man, these ruins are huge. Actually, how could he be the same after all this time? He's got to have changed. And given that, I suppose it's possible he murdered all those guys. I have to assume that the Mikey I meet here isn't going to be the same Mikey I knew.
When he finally stepped through his door, silence enveloped him completely. The stillness of the room felt almost suffocating. His gaze drifted to a photograph resting on the table. The edges were worn, the image slightly faded, but the memory it held was crystal clear. It was all of them together, standing side by side, smiling as if nothing could ever tear them apart. In that frozen moment, their bond looked unbreakable, their future filled with endless possibilities. The contrast hit him like a wave. His fingers brushed over the image, tracing the familiar faces that now existed only in memory. Those moments, once so vivid and alive, had been so fragile. Gone, just like that. The soft sound of the door opening behind him broke the silence. Naoto stepped inside, his movements measured, his expression heavy with determination and sorrow. He approached carefully, as if even speaking too loudly might shatter what little composure Takemichi had left. "You've gone back in time again and again," Naoto said quietly, his voice steady despite the weight behind it. Each time, it was to save Hina. He paused, letting the words settle. But this timeline, it's the worst one yet. Takemichi forced himself to listen, even as his chest felt tight. Naoto explained that in this version of events, every key member of the Tokyo Manji gang had been killed. One by one, every leader, every comrade. Wiped out. Everyone, except Takemichi. The information felt unreal, too overwhelming to fully grasp. But what came next was even harder to accept. The prime suspect behind it all was Mikey. The name alone stirred a flood of memories, laughter, loyalty, the countless battles they had fought side by side.
Not after 12 years. He could be totally different. I came here because he said to, but now that I think about it, he could kill me as soon as he sees me. Hell, he could have led me out here into the middle of nowhere just because it's a good place to hide a body. Looks like a dead end. Wait a sec. Is this The place?
The sky in the Philippines was a suffocating gray. He was in an abandoned building with a caved-in roof full of scrap metal and junk.
This looks just like the place Mikey described. This has to be it. This is where Mikey's brother found the twin CB250 engines. And it is kind of moving, like Mikey said.
Takemichi.
You are here, after all. Hello again. Whatever else might have changed, Mikey's eyes are the same as they were the very first time I met him. So, you're here, at last, I guess. How are you? I found him. I wasn't sure if I'd ever see him again. But here he is. We're back together. Oh, Mikey. I'm sorry.
A crybaby to the end, I see. I asked you to come all the way here because I have a favor to ask of you.
Huh? What kind of favor?
When I got here, I thought right away of my brother. All kinds of memories came flooding back. I fought an awful lot of guys when I was younger. And I also made a lot of friends. Laughs and tears. And then it occurred to me that's how Toman got started, really. They're all good memories.
Yeah, that's for sure. Now that I see him again, and I hear him talk like this, I'm positive Mikey is still Mikey. And there's no way he could be the one who killed Mitsuya and the others.
The idea that Mikey could be responsible for such destruction clashed violently with everything Takemichi believed. It felt impossible. And yet, Naoto's unwavering gaze made it clear, there was no mistake. Naoto admitted that he didn't have all the answers, but he believed one thing with certainty. If anyone could reach Mikey, it was Takemichi. Their bond was the only chance left. As Takemichi searched the room, trying to steady himself, his eyes fell on an envelope resting on the table. It hadn't been there before. Picking it up, he noticed the address. It was from the Philippines. His pulse quickened as he opened it. Inside was a short message, requesting a meeting at a specific location. The sender was believed to be Mikey. The place mentioned was a scrapyard, one that held personal meaning for Takemichi. It was where his older brother had once worked, gathering scrap just to survive. The choice wasn't random. It felt deliberate, like a connection to the past. Without hesitation, Takemichi decided to go. Whatever awaited him, he would face it. With Naoto by his side, he traveled across the distance, the journey stretching on as anticipation and dread built within him. When they finally arrived, the scrapyard greeted them with a harsh, lifeless atmosphere. Rusted metal towers loomed like silent monuments, the air thick with dust and decay. The scent of iron lingered heavily, clinging to every breath. And then, he saw him. Mikey stood among the wreckage, his figure instantly recognizable yet painfully distant. The warmth that once defined him was gone. In its place stood someone cold, hardened, almost unrecognizable. The space between them felt heavy, filled with tension instead of familiarity. "Mikey?" Takemichi called out softly.
Not the Mikey I know.
After you left, Toman changed into something different. Takemichi. What was it that made you leave the gang? I wanted you to stay by my side. I needed you to keep me in line like my brother. I tried my best to keep it together on my own. But everything spun out of control. And in the end, I lost myself.
What does that mean? How'd you lose yourself?
I was determined to try and stop you from leaving Tolmont. And then Kenny stepped in. Don't do it, Mikey. Are you trying to tell me to just let him leave us?
Mikey, I agree with Draken on this one.
Mitsuya.
Takemichi's not cut out for what Tomon's become.
Mikey, this path that you've chosen is violence. Mitsuya and I have made our choice to dedicate our lives to you on this path. We accept it.
But not for Takemichi. We all owe a big debt to that guy, Mikey. And I don't want him to turn out like us.
Let him leave so he can stay out of all this.
They said all that? To protect me?
Yeah. Those guys were great, weren't they? They were my best friends. But I killed them both.
Huh?
The problem was, Tomon had become something completely different from what it used to be. And all those guys, every last one of them, I killed them all. That's why I need you now, to end this, to end it all. Takemichi, pick up the gun. This is the place where I want it to come to an end. The end of my dream.
No! No, you can't ask me to do something like that to you! Don't say things like that! Saying that doesn't even make any sense! I came all this way to find you!
Mikey's response came sharp, edged with something bitter. He questioned why Takemichi had left, why he had disappeared when everything was falling apart. Takemichi didn't deny it. He admitted his weakness, how he had failed to hold everything together. He explained how he had tried to stop Mikey before things went too far, but Draken and Mitsuya had stood in his way, sacrificing themselves to protect him. Mikey revealed the truth. The gang was no longer what it once was. Everything had twisted, broken under the weight of betrayal and loss. And in response, he had made a brutal choice, to destroy it all himself. To eliminate every member. Then, without hesitation, he placed a gun in Takemichi's hand. "End it," Mikey said quietly. He confessed that the first time he took a life, he felt nothing. And that emptiness had only grown, consuming everything else, convincing him that violence was the only path left. Takemichi tried to reach him, grabbing his shoulders, desperate to pull him back from the darkness. But Mikey forced him down, pressing the gun against him, demanding he pull the trigger. A single gunshot shattered the moment. Draken had fired. The bullet struck Mikey, sending him collapsing to the ground. In the chaos, Takemichi realized something. The gun in his hand had never been ready to fire. The safety was still on. Mikey had never intended for him to actually pull the trigger. Tears poured down as Takemichi held Mikey in his arms. Memories flooding back, everything they had been, everything they had lost. How had it come to this? But even in that moment of grief, something else rose within him. Determination. He refused to let this be the end. Naoto urged him to act quickly. There was still time. Wiping away his tears.
And when I do, you ask me to kill you? I won't! Why would I when the only reason I came here was because...
Because you wanted to see me? Hawkeye said something similar to me just before he died.
Well, Mikey, this isn't the way I thought it would end. But at least it's been a fun ride.
You killed him. How could you?
Turns out, it's not easy to achieve a dream. I set out to build a whole new era for delinquents. And Toman was supposed to be the vehicle to achieving that dream. But one day, the whole thing went south.
What went wrong?
The first time I killed someone. I didn't even feel a thing. Right then, I realized something. Pretty much any problem anyone has in life can be solved by just killing someone. So now I just kill anybody who's standing in my way.
I know you don't really believe that! I know you're still the same Mikey! And Mikey would never say that!
Stop that. You don't know.
No, you're wrong, I do know! I can see it in your eyes, you haven't changed at all!
Stop it.
I can't believe it! I won't! Mikey, please, stop all the killing and remember who you are!
What the hell kind of freak are you? Have you got any last words, Shifuyu?
Do you remember Takemichi from back in the day? He's gonna come around looking for you before you know it. And when he finds you, you'll see he's exactly the same. Same guy as back then. When you see him, look at him closely right in the eyes. Because his eyes, they never lie. So you know. You can trust whatever he tells you.
Quit looking at me like you see right through me.
Oh, Mikey.
Pick up the gun, Takemichi. Either kill me, or I kill you.
Takemichi prepared himself once more. As the familiar sensation of time shifting took hold, the scrapyard faded away. When he opened his eyes again, he was back in the past. This time, everything felt different. More urgent, more fragile. He moved through Tokyo with purpose, noticing the subtle cracks forming within the gang, tension, distrust, the early signs of collapse. He spoke with Draken, who still carried scars but hadn't lost hope. He met Mitsuha, who stood strong despite everything. From them, he learned about the growing pressure, the forces pushing Mikey toward the edge. Slowly, Takemichi began to understand. Mikey hadn't fallen because he wanted to. He had been trying to protect everyone in his own broken way. Refusing to accept that fate was unchangeable, Takemichi sought him out one last time. He found Mikey alone on a rooftop, the city stretching endlessly below. The wind moved gently around them as the first light of dawn touched the horizon. "Why, Mikey?" Takemichi asked quietly. Mikey's voice was soft, almost lost in the wind. He admitted that he thought he was doing the right thing, but somewhere along the way, he had lost himself. Takemichi stepped closer and placed a hand on his shoulder. "We'll find another way," he said. Together. For a long moment, nothing changed. Then, slowly, something shifted. The walls around Mikey began to crack, just enough for a glimpse of the person he used to be. As the sun rose, casting a warm glow across the city, Takemichi felt something he hadn't felt in a long time. Hope. The road ahead would be dangerous, uncertain, and filled with obstacles. But this time, he wouldn't run. No matter what it took, he would change the future.
There's no going back to the past.
Are you all right? Are you hit? I'm, all right. Mikey! No! Mikey! Mikey, no! Takemichi! Get away from him! The safety's still on. He never intended to shoot. Come on and breathe! Mikey, breathe for me! Mikey, no!
Naoto Sachibana, is that you? Thank you for shooting. Cause Takemichi wasn't gonna do it.
Mikey, don't go.
At last, it's finally over. My life was nothing. Nothing but suffering.
Don't talk like that. It doesn't have to be over. Cause I can change things.
Takemichi, stop!
See, I can travel to the past. I have this crazy power. I promise I'll do whatever it takes, Mikey, and make sure this isn't our future. I swear, I'll never give up or stop trying, so don't give up. Don't say it's over. I can fix it.
Thank you, Takemichi. You're trying to comfort me, and it makes me happy to hear that. Even though I know it's a lie. Takemichi.
Yeah.
Your hand. It's so warm.
Mikey, don't go. Please don't go. This can't be happening. Tell me this isn't real.
Takemichi, starting today, we're friends, yeah?
So I'm gonna create a new era for delinquents.
Yeah!
You're the tough one, Takemichi.
Takemichi.
That's it for today's episode. If you enjoyed it or have any suggestions to help me improve, feel free to leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching all the way through. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss any upcoming videos. Your support means a lot. See you again in the next episode. Until then, take care and have a great day.